How about we start this morning? I won't sing it, but with a little question that is in one of Tina Turner's songs. What does love have to do with it? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley. I am the host of our morning meditation, Flourishing During Times of Uncertainty. Welcome. It's going to be a great day. We have three parts to our program: a little inspiration, then the 20-minute contemplative silent prayer, and we end with a little examine. I want to begin with a little apology. I have no idea what happened yesterday. I was so into the meditation, when I looked up, the whole screen was blank. So, from people's comments, it looks like you got through most of it, but I apologize about we didn't get to the examine, and I really have no idea what happened. I'm going to ask your prayers that it all goes a little better today. It looks like we're off to a great start. So, the question, what does love have to do with it? I'd like to start with our inspiration. I'm not going to mention any names, but a little bird told me that Cynthia liked the book by Dorothy Day. So I want to end with the way she concludes that book, because Cynthia and I are kindred souls. I too love Dorothy Day. She's up for sainthood. She's always been a saint in my book. Um, but no matter where we are and what we're doing in our lives, I think what Dorothy Day gives us for inspiration is a really earthy way of responding to life. Like, no matter what we are, no matter where we are, whatever we're doing, um, we lead with love, and absolutely everything is transformed. Everything. So I'm delighted to start with Dorothy Day this morning. It's from her book, edited by Robert Ellsberg, Dorothy Day Selected Writings. And little shout out to Father George Murphy and Jane Furden. I believe I first read this book during their summer practicum for spiritual direction. And well, not only was the book life transformative, but for those of you who know George and Jane at the Jesuit School of Theology in Berkeley, it was the most remarkable summer of my life. We learned to do spiritual direction. We went into the Dublin jail. We went out to the Pacific Ocean for a retreat at the Dominican sister's house. It was life changing. So I'm so happy to read and share with you a little from the book this morning, because it brings me back to that time in my life that I will never forget. So, without further ado, let's begin our morning practice. And this is what Dorothy Day has to say in the postscript of the book from Robert Ellsberg. We were just sitting there talking when Peter Morin came in. We were just sitting there talking when lines of people began to form, saying, "We need bread." We could not say, "Go, be thou filled." If there were 6 small loaves and a few fishes, we had to divide them, and there was always bread. We were just sitting there talking, and people moved in on us. Let those who can take it, take it. Some moved out, and that made room for more, and somehow the walls expanded. We were just sitting there talking, and someone said, "Let's all go and live on a farm." It was as casual as all that, I often think. It just came about, and it just happened. I found myself a barren woman the joyful mother of children. It's not easy always to be joyful, to keep in mind the duty of delight. To keep in mind the duty of delight. The most significant thing about the Catholic worker is poverty, some say. The most significant thing is community, others say. We are not alone anymore. But the final word is love. At times, it has been, in the words of Father Zosima, a harsh, a dreadful thing. And our very faith in love has been tried through fire. And we cannot love God unless we love each other. We know him in the breaking of the bread, and we know each other in the breaking of the bread. And we are not alone anymore. Heaven is a banquet, and life is a banquet too, even with a crust where there is companionship. We have all known the long loneliness, and we have learned that the only solution is love. And that love comes with community. It all happened while we were sitting there talking, and it is still happening today. Amen. Thank you, Dorothy Day. I cannot think of a better way to get our Wednesday morning started. Cynthia, thank you for the recommendation through a little bird about Dorothy Day. I was running a little late and the book almost opened itself for me. I don't know, I can't speak for all of us, but I can speak for myself. It really touched my heart in a very profound way, those words this morning. It all started while we were just sitting there talking, and it is still going on today. So what a beautiful way to enter into our 20-minute contemplative practice. If you're new to the program, welcome. You have found a supportive, loving community right here in Hollywood on our Jesuit campus at Blessed Sacrament. My friend Blanche Hartman, abbess of the Zen Center, may she rest in peace. She used to say, when we sit alone in our rooms, it's quiet, but when we sit in community, it's really quiet and something special happens. So I don't think Blanche could have even imagined a Zoom contemplative community around the whole globe. I know I couldn't. I almost still can't believe it's true, but here we are. So flourishing during times of uncertainty. One of the ways we flourish is we drink plenty of green tea, and we do a little thing. Suzanne Howinski has sent me on earthing. I'm taking my shoes off now. We place our feet on the earth. I'm up in a convent on the second floor, so I'm going to try at some point today to get out on some grass or the beach and walk on the earth for 10 or 15 minutes. It brings the negative energy from the earth into the body, and it reduces inflammation and heals us in all kind of amazing ways. That's a little trickier than how you can flourish right now. One of the ways we flourish is we unplug. I almost use that as the title for this group, but I couldn't quite bring myself to do it. So I've got my handy dandy little timer. So I will set the timer for 20 minutes. I invite you to unplug, to find a place that's comfortable wherever you are, in a tent across the street at Blessed Sacrament, uh, outside in nature, in your own homes, and just kind of turn the gaze inwards. You can lower your eyes or close your eyes, whatever feels safe to you. And let's begin and end with the sound of the bell. As always, we begin. Listen, listen. The sound of this beautiful bell brings every one of us back to our true home. Let's start with diaphragmatic breathing, that is, breathing deeply as possible into the lower belly 3 times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Together as a community, inhale, open mouth, exhale. 2 more times, inhale and exhale. Last time, give it all you got. Inhale and exhale. Bringing fresh oxygen to the brain and the body. Continue to breathe on your own. Place both feet on the earth, our mother. Feel the earth supporting you, and know that the earth, our mother, may be trusted. Moving up the body, we arrive at the chair or the cushion, providing support. And we all need a little support in our life. Let's reflect on where we felt supported recently. It could be something in nature, something of beauty, a relationship with a friend or family, just somewhere we felt a little support in our everyday, ordinary lives. Healthy spine, healthy body. Lengthen the spine just a little bit. Relax the shoulders. Anything you've been holding on to, let go, release, surrender. Raising the white flag, surrender simply means to go over to the winning side. Moving towards the ventral part of the body, I invite you to take the hands to the heart, to focus on something in your life for which you're grateful this morning, and then just try and name it in one word. Get a snapshot of that word, place it towards the back of your heart, and as a community, let's breathe one time into the gratitude. Inhale and exhale. Gently release the hands and just notice what you feel. Finally, we arrive at the forehead, the area between the eyebrows, the seat of intuition, and we focus on an intention for this morning's practice. Not being afraid to ask God for something really great and beautiful today. We'll seal that intention with an inhale and exhale. Meditation should be three things. It should be effortless, calm, and relaxing. So just settle in, gently take the attention to the breath, engage your sacred word, repeat it 4 or 5 times, and then just drop down, enjoy a little deep rest and the miracle of meditation. Please continue. Gently bring your attention back to the room. Wonderful job, everyone. It looks like the technology is cooperating this morning. So without further ado, let's just circle the wrist a little bit, bring the attention to the body, move the shoulders, reverse the train, shake out anything you've been holding on to. Okay, and let's move into the Jesuit Ignatian Examen, which, while we live our lives moving forward, we only understand them looking backwards. Let's take a little peek into the past and just notice where you experienced a little love, a little kindness, God's expression in your life in the recent past. And we try to, we don't try, we are building a really beautiful community. So feel free to put your, where you notice God come alive in your life in the little boxes, the comment boxes on Facebook. So, first of all, one of the ways I first saw God come alive this morning, the center's been closed for a couple days while we've been looking at ways to make sure we keep everything safe during this pandemic. And so we took Monday and Tuesday off, and we were open on Wednesday. And when I pulled in this morning, there was a line of people who are living on the streets all the way down the block, peacefully waiting to get their temperature checked, come in and get a cup of coffee and a little snack to go. So that made me very, very happy to see that. And tomorrow we'll pick up, sorry, not tomorrow, next week we will pick up our Tuesday and Thursday flourishing and recovery for people on the streets struggling with addiction, and we do that on the patio. So what a great happy Wednesday, way to start Wednesday. Second was yesterday was the food pantry with Brother Henry, and it goes from 4 to 6, and there were a lot of people who came by, and they got some really delicious food yesterday. I was also aware more families coming by, so they were able to get food to help get through the week. So again, food pantry, Blessed Sacrament, Gem of Hollywood. I couldn't have been more pleased yesterday with Brother Henry's additional day to the food pantry and his magnanimity, generosity in taking this project on, and his imagination and how to keep enlarging it. And then, very last thing, I just am excited. I've been trying to get my head wrapped around. I've never done an 8-day retreat on Zoom, but many of you know Jesuits all do an 8-day retreat once a year. So I am doing mine with a Jesuit. I think they'll be out of Los Gatos, but it will be on Zoom. So it will begin not on July 31st, the feast of St. Ignatius. And that's a Friday, I believe. And what I'm going to do for that is something a little different for our morning practice. And I invite you to spread the word, invite your friends. It's no secret to anyone in this community. I love Anthony DeMello, and I see this as an opportunity. He wrote, I don't even know if he wrote, he gave an amazing 8-day retreat, and someone wrote it down. I think my friend Dan Kendall at USF was part of this with Jeff LaBelle, and it's called Seeking God Everywhere, and it's an 8-day retreat with just some little reflections. So good news, bad news. Start with the bad news first is the retreat on Zoom begins at 9 in the morning. So starting on July 31st, I'm going to invite you to all join me for a little 8-day retreat ourselves, where we'll use Anthony DeMello's book, Seeking God Everywhere, the 8-day retreat, for our inspiration every morning. So we'll Uh, but the bad news is we'll have to start at 8 in the morning. Now, if you're like, Father Frank, I'm from Scotland, I don't even know the time changes, or New Mexico, or or Mexico, or Europe. I don't know all the time changes. So it will be, which usually at 9, starting on Friday, July 31st, will be at 8 in the morning. Now, if that doesn't work for you, these are recorded, so you can just get on at 9, do the morning practice, throw some comments in the box, and I will check them later. So I'm really excited about this retreat. I promise you, Anthony DeMello will never disappoint, and you will look at the world through a very different lens and experience God in really beautiful and joyful ways. So that is where God has been coming alive for me on our Jesuit campus in Hollywood. Thank you all for joining. Thank the technology cooperation. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless.